Paul, should we have a look at some money? Where the money's gone?
Yeah.
Going.
So
bets, big bets, anything you got for us?
So what are we? We're about 10 o'clock on Wednesday morning before the Masters.
Yep.
Yesterday afternoon, I had a little look at our outright winner market, and I had a look at the top 5 best back players. So yesterday afternoon, the top 5 best back players were Tiger Woods, Cam Smith, Victor Hovland, Justin Thomas, and Brooks Koepka.
Wow.
I've just got the market up again now, and I can tell you, Tiger Woods is the best backed. He's currently $41. Cam Smith, second best, best backed at 15. Victor Hovland at 19. Justin Thomas at 13. And Jon Rahm is now the 5th best back player, just knocking Brooks Koepka out of the top 5 best back players in that outright winner market. So Woods, Smith, Hovland, Thomas, and Rahm are the top 5 best back players so far in the market.
Elite. What about any big bets?
We've had $1,000 on Tiger Woods at $51, now into 41.
How good.
1,000 on Will Zalatoris, as you just mentioned before, finished runner-up last year. 1K on Will Zalatoris at $34. He's currently 29. Had $1,000 bet on Victor Hovland at 17. He's now out to 19. And $1,000 on Billy Horschel at $81. He's now into $67, and he's
I like that.
He is our second worst. He's our 3rd worst result behind Tiger Woods and Cam Smith. Tiger Woods is just a ridiculous. If he wins, this will be the last Cutline podcast ever, I think.
Well, you know what? I'm happy to go on the record and say I hope that happens. I hope it happens.
Also, we had a $2,500 bet on Tiger to make the cut at $2.03.
I dig from.
I didn't get on. I was silly enough. Now $1.87. I've lost it.
And $1,000 on Victor Hovland for a top 10 finish at $3. There we go.
Nice. Plenty there. Plenty happening. All right, let's rip in.
Look out for the power plays too.
Oh, yes.
They'll be coming out
sometime this morning on Wednesday.
Oh, so
there'll be about.
By the time you listen to this podcast,
there should be some out.
There will be a whole lot of power plays, and there'll be some juicy ones in there. I'm sure there'll be 1 or 2 where the bookies have just maybe overlooked a slight fact, and you'll be able to find a wee bit of value and jump on. Izzy will be looking, I tell you right now.
I will be. I always look for something. I'm like, what have they done here? Have they made a mistake there? I'm on. Yes.
All right. And just for clarity, Patrick won the quiz. He's obviously done his research this week.
Wow.
All backed a lot of guys to finish second.
All that. All right, boys.
Strange how he kept looking at his computer screen before he answered any question.
Don't do it.
Just saying.
That is the sort of behaviour we'd expect from you, Paul. So no wonder you're casting aspersions.
Let's get into our preview. Plenty to cover. Paul, what's the profile? What are you looking for in a player this week?
Right. First of all, experience at Augusta. Very, very hard to go there first time and pick up a victory. Obviously it's the only major where they play the same course every single year. So the more times you've played there and the more use you've got to as he said, you can't quite tell from the TV coverage, but it's quite an undulating course. So there are times when your ball won't be quite on a flat lie. You've got to be able to know exactly where to put it off the tee, where to put it when the pins are positioned at the back left or up the front right of a green. And you get to sort of bank all that knowledge the more times you play at Augusta. So course experience is vitally important for mine.
Tiger Woods.
Par 5 performance. The last few winners, their scores on the par 5s over the 4 days have been ridiculous. I think Hideki last year went through the par 5s and 11 under over the 4 days. I think Phil Mickelson, when he won for the 3rd time, went through it 13 under through the par 5s.
Patrick Reed was the same.
You have to be able to convert those chances on the par 5s. And, you've got that one where it's got the little gully in front, but you can reach it in 2 if you get a good tee shot. I think it might be Azalea.
Yeah.
So, par 5 performance. I think greens and regulation, be able to put it on there. If you don't, you've got to be able to get it up and down. So scrambling comes in big time as well. Obviously, driving distance, much more than driving accuracy. You've got to be able to, the further you can put it down the fairway or just off the fairway, the better your chances of hitting the green with your approach shot. And 3-putt avoidance. There are going to be times when you've got a long first putt. Be able to put it close and knock down that second putt is vitally important. So 3-putt avoidance comes in for me as well.
Nice. Patrick, anything to add?
No, Paul's pretty much covered it there. I think strokes gained, tee to green, and strokes gained approach are both huge here. You need to be able to rack up some birdies. Course form's huge. If you haven't shown me you can do well at Augusta, I'm going to struggle to be too enthused about backing your greens and regulation. And when you're not hitting greens, you need to be able to scramble and get up and down, avoiding those big scores. So, pretty much what Paul said.
Also add, look at courses where Tiger's played very, very well.
Riviera.
Yes, the Genesis. Yes, big time. He also didn't mind Bay Hill, Tiger. So I'm just looking for players who have performed well on at the Genesis or at Bay Hill. I think it correlates quite nicely.
Nice. I love all of that, all of what you guys have said. Then I've also gone deep into sort of the personal profile of a player that can win here. I spent a lot of time on this week. I'm looking for someone who's in their 20s or 30s. Someone's in the top 20 in the world. Someone has had a top 20 or better performance or finish in their last 2 starts. So Masters experience is key. I'm looking for someone who has played at least 3 times at the Masters, and ideally sort of in that 7 to 10 times. That's sort of when they sort of hit their peak. This is all from Data Golf. And major experience, doing well in majors in the last couple of years. I think that's crucial too. Izzy, anything else that you want to add that maybe perhaps the boys have told you?
No, they've pretty much nailed it. I said earlier, we had a chat with Steve Elker about Augusta, and he just said, look, you boys said it, scrambling, your game, your chipping around the greens, your putting, that's where it's all won and lost at Augusta, just around the greens. We know how lightning they are. And apparently when you're hitting into the green, for us amateur golfers, we just want to get it on the green. But apparently there's like just a little bullseye on the green where these players are trying to hit, because obviously the roll and the ball, rolls quite a lot and they're really undulating with the green. So trying to put the ball on the money every single time is going to go a long way. So scramble around the greens is key, and apparently Tiger's doing that pretty well in his practice. So look for him to take that experience there and head in. I don't know if you want my pick, my middle pick, and then my outrageous pick, if you want it.
Yeah, lay it on us.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I bought. I'm going to go for Cam Smith. They're paying $15 for my favourite. Get the job done. Sam Pinner's pinfolds on the caddying, and he's obviously got a lot of form and a lot of confidence. He knows what it takes to play Augusta. I think he's got the game to go there and do well. So he's my number one. And then I've gone Tiger Woods at $41 for my middle shot. Bit of odds, bit of juiciness. Tiger's always there or thereabouts. I'm a Tiger fan, so that's why I put him there. And then for my long shot, I've gone Harold Varner III. Little Harold Varner III. Obviously getting a win over in the DP tournament. I think it was over in Dubai. I can't really remember when he drained that 48-footer for the W on the last hole. I think he'd be a dark horse. Someone that I like the style of play that he plays and could maybe surprise a few at the Masters. So Harold Varner's paying $126 if you like a little juicy odd.
Woo.
Love it.
I tried to get HV3 into my selections this week.
Just didn't fit.
Just didn't quite fit the mold, but I can get behind that. And I love Cam Smith. We'll go around the room then, and we'll do ours. I'll start because I'm on Cam Smith too.
Yeah.
At $15, and like as he said, he's one of the better golfers going around at the moment. The last 6 months, he's actually the second best golfer in the world statistically. He's 6 strokes gained approach, 13th around the green, 3rd in putting. He's 5th on tour for green and regulation, 2nd for par 5 scoring, and top 16 for both approaches from 150 to 175 yards and 175 to 200 yards. He's had a T2, a T5, and a T10 at Augusta. I think he just wins. He's my best bet of the week.
He's hot as hot.
Paul, who's yours?
I'm going to go with Xander Schauffele at $23. He's had a runner-up and a 3rd at the Masters. He's 25th in driving distance, 35th in greens and regulation, 29th in par 5 scoring, 1st in 3-putt avoidance, 11th in putting average, and 16th strokes gained tee to green. I really like the look of this boy. He was also 3rd at the Phoenix Open this year and comes in off a 12th at the Valspar. So he's in a bit of form. We know that he can play Augusta very, very well. All the signs are sort of pointing towards him going that one better than he did. I think it was 2019 where he finished in second place. So Xander Schauffele at $23.
Ooh, Xander.
Good joke.
I'm with Brooks Koepka at $19. In the last 3 major Masters where he's had 2 functioning knees, he's finished T11, T2, and T7. Obviously, he wasn't in great shape last year when he missed the cut. He could barely walk. But after that, he followed up by finishing T6 or better in all 3 other majors. You talk about someone who just gets the job done on the big stage. He's got top 10 in 8 of his last 10 and 12 of his last 16 appearances at majors, and T5 in 8 of 13. His non-major form for Brooks has been pretty good this year. He was 3rd at Phoenix and made the quarters of the match play. So for him, that's pretty impressive. And he's top 10 in par 5 scoring this season. So he can really beat up those par 5s. And yeah, just in terms of someone I feel comfortable backing to be there or thereabouts in a major, there's no one better than Brooks.
Yeah.
I struggle to separate probably that top 15. Or I reckon they could all make the top 5 this week. Impossible, but maybe we have a 15-way tie for 4th or 5th.
Stuck in the middle with you, and I don't know what it is I should do.
My mid-tier, I'm going to go with Billy Ho. I got a lot of mid-tiers here.
Whoa, what?
I'll go with Billy Ho.
What?
What?
Wait, what happened with Tiger?
No. We'll get to Tiger.
Okay.
As he's already got Tiger covered.
Yeah, well,
Billy Ho at $76
Billy Ho.
at the moment. I think he's still 76. Might be more. He's coming. He's 67.
67.
They know.
Oh,
Anyway, he's played Augusta 7 times, made the cut in 5. He's had a T17 as his best finish there. In the last 6 months, he ranks 36 strokes gained off the tee, 17th in putting. On the PGA Tour this season, he is 11th in putting, 29th around the greens, 17th in greens and regulation, and 10th in par 5 scoring. I think Billy has a big week this week.
well, we have had $1,000 on him at 81, so
Wasn't me, though.
someone does agree with you.
Yes. Pat, who's next? Forgot.
Me.
I'll let
You go.
Paul take the
All
floor.
right. My mid-tier, Russell Henley at $46. I can't believe I'm taking Russell Henley at Augusta at 46 when Tiger's at 41. But Izzy's got Tiger, so I'm going with Russell Henley. I think he sort of profiles well. 5 times he's played at Augusta for 2 top 15s. He's 20th in par 5 scoring, 5th in putting average, 27th in strokes gained around the green, 1st in strokes gained approach the green, and 13th in greens and regulation. So I think he's one of these guys who'll just be putting it pretty much down the middle of the fairway more often than not, finding a green. And then if the putter's hot, and he is 5th in putting at the moment, I think he'll pick up a few shots. So Russell Henley at $46.
Patrick?
Hey.
I'm going with someone paying $41. Not Tiger Woods, though. A player who's finished in the top 10 in each of his last 3 visits to Augusta in April, 9 top 10s in his last 15 majors. It's the great Tony Finau.
Wow.
He absolutely loves Augusta. He was in that final group with Tiger and Frankie a couple of years ago. Obviously not in the best form, but we've said current form not as important as course form when it comes to the Masters. So I think he's 17 in the strokes gained approach and 26 for greens and red this season, and that's despite not having his best stuff. So I think he's primed for another big showing at Augusta. Nice little top 30. Didn't really get out of second or third gear at Texas last week, but enough to show he's maybe rounding to some form.
Very nice.
Dang, Tony.
Love a Tony bet.
Looks like a long shot, baby.
Yeah, my roughie. I'm going to take the same as you, Paul, because I know we've already had this discussion. But Taylor Gooch at $126. He's a recent winner. He won the RSM Classic. He's had 2 top 18 finishes and a T7 since that victory. Very effective tee to green game, 29th in the last 6 months in terms of strokes gained there. Approach and around the greens, he's ranked 14th and 12th, which is huge for Augusta. He's 21st green in regulation, 5th around the greens, and 8th par 5 scoring. Taylor Gooch, $126. Paul?
Yeah, the only negative there for Taylor is no Masters experience.
Yes.
Outside of that, he's sort of all the sort of parameters fit well with Taylor. So yeah, I'm very, very happy to take Taylor as well. A special mention on Seamus Power, who was the other roughie that I was looking at, but decided in the end to go with Taylor Gooch at 111. So yeah, Taylor Gooch.
Patrick?
I'm on Cameron Champ at $176. He's not in the greatest form at the moment, but he's a guy who can sort of just get hot for 4 straight days and put in a big performance. T19 and T26 at his 2 appearances at the Masters. T26 on debut shows he can get around Augusta, and he should, in theory, be better for the experience there. He's got 2 top 20 finishes at majors under his belt already. He hits the ball an absolute mile, so he can beat up the par 5s if things are clicking. And $19 and $750 for top 10 and top 20 for someone who's got 2 top 20s and not a huge major career already. I think he's there are worse throws at the stumps to have.
Yeah, nice. Alrighty. We've got major week. We've got $200 this week instead of 100. So spend as you will, spend as you want. So Izzy, I don't know if you've had a chance to have a look at some bets and where you want to put your $200.
Well, mate, I spoke to you off air and I gave you, how I punt. You know that I just go straight on the nostril of someone.
Yes. Was it Brooks Koepka a couple of years ago, was it?
Yeah, so I picked Brooks Koepka and I put a fair whack on him. And I'm sure Paulie Moari would have been talking about this whack because I took the TAB to the cleaners. I took Brooks Koepka to win the PGA at, I think it was at the Black Page. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, he wins the
Bethpage Black.
Yeah, Bethpage Black. That's it. And he won that, and I put a couple on him, and he paid $14. So I took them to the cleaners and got a good win. So if I'm going to go on the nostril, and I had $200, I'm going on the nostril of Cam Smith.
Yep.
That is my bet, and I'll wait. But I'll wait for the power plays because I do love a nice juicy power play that I'll potentially lead into as well because they're quite fun and exciting, and as always can bring a bit of difference to betting. But I'm going 200 on Cam Smith.
I like it. I like the aggression and the confidence. Yeah. I'm not going to do the same. I found a winning formula. I'm sticking with it. I've got about 1,000 different bets here. So listen up. $10 to win on both Cam and JT. I think they're both big chances. $10 on Cam Smith, JT, Rory, and DJ, all top 5. $10 on Fitzpatrick and Max Homer, top 10. 50 on Tiger to make the cut at $1.87. 25 on Tiger for a top 20 finish at $2.50. I think if he makes the cut, he will perform. Top lefty market,
Bobby Mack.
Brian Harman,
Oh,
$20 at $3.25. Then I'm going a little a 3-leg tournament match bet, multi. I'm going Louis Oosthuizen to beat Bryson, Billy Horschel to beat Tyrrell Hatton, and Morikawa to beat Victor Hovland. $10 at $6.75 there. I love Victor Hovland, but he cannot chip to save himself. He will struggle this week. And then I'm going to save $15. I'll probably split it 2 or 3 ways for some power plays. So there you have it. Patrick, what do you got?
I'm tempted to change now, just chuck it all on Oosty to beat Bryson in that match bet now. I hadn't looked at those, but
Yeah.
it seems like an absolutely great bet. I've gone a bit more concentrated, just sort of centering my staking plan around 3 guys at the top of the market. I think, obviously, we've said you want to be in top 20 and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going $15 on JT to win at 13s, 10 on DJ and Brooks, and 5 on the great Tony Finau. 55 on DJ for a top 5 at 375, and 50 on Brooks for top 5 at 433. 40 on Tony, top 10, 550. And then $3 each on John Rahm, Brooks, DJ, JT, and Jordan Spieth to win wire to wire at $83 for most of them, but at least for Rahm. But it's a course where you want to be up with the play early on. So if one of them do run the whole tournament, nice little click there.
Nice. Paul,
I'm going to go $20 on Xander to win at 23, $30 on Xander for a top 5 finish at $5, $20 on Xander for a first round top 5 at $8, $10 on Russell Henley to win at 46, $20 on Henley for a top 10 finish at $5.50, $20 on Taylor Gooch for a top 10 at 7, and Corey Connors to win Group E. Group E has Bryson DeChambeau, Louis Oosthuizen, and Sam Burns. So I've got Corey Connors to beat those 3 at $3.50. Put 20 on that. I've got 60 left, and I'll be spending the 60 on power plays
Tiger.
once they come out. So
Tiger-related power plays.
he may feature.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of them. One thing we didn't cover was our results last week. Did anyone do anything?
Patrick had Matt Kuchar for a top 10 finish.
Right on, Patrick.
And I think Answer
Yeah, I got $5 back because I
money back.
so nothing.
So
crazy.
long story short, I'm still miles ahead and you guys are chasing.
Oh, jeez. Here we are.
That's all that matters.
Masters is moving day, though, so this
It
is
is.
where we move.
Yep.
Surely we haven't got
We're back, baby.
a
Gold.
promotion?
Bonus back. Izzy, listen up. So you'll get
Yes.
your Cam Smith here.
Yeah.
Place a pre-tournament outright winner bet through your account. And if your player doesn't win but finishes inside the top 20, we will refund your bet as a bonus bet up to $50.
Okay.
So,
First outright winner bet through your account.
if you've already had an outright winner bet through your account with cash,
It'll
Yeah.
count.
you've qualified
Yep.
already.
Yep.
It's your first bet only.
I'll just wait for my 2 undie from Paulie to go in there, and then I'll. And then I'll do it.
I'm not the one who turns left on the plane, big guy.